Imagine waking up day after day, feeling just a little more worn down than yesterday, a heaviness in your chest, a fogginess in your thoughts, skin that seems to age overnight. You chalk it up to stress, maybe lack of sleep, or simply getting older. But what if beneath these everyday complaints, there's a hidden saboteur quietly eating away at your body's ability to heal? Few people realize that substance addiction is not just a thief of time and clarity, but a relentless vandal of the body's intricate repair systems, speeding up aging and decay long before you see the obvious signs. Most public health messages about addiction focus on the immediate risks: overdose, legal consequences, lost relationships, financial ruin. Rarely do we hear about how, at the microscopic level, substances like alcohol, nicotine, opioids, or methamphetamines hijack your body's internal maintenance crew, corrupting the very processes designed to keep you alive, young, and resilient. It's not just about getting high or chasing a temporary escape. It's about how every binge or dose quietly erodes the machinery that keeps your heart beating, your mind sharp, your skin youthful, and your immune system vigilant. Inside the body, every system depends on finely tuned signals, chemical messengers, and microscopic caretakers working tirelessly to fix damage, fight infection, and clear away what's broken. Addiction flips these internal circuits. Substances like alcohol and drugs flood the brain and bloodstream, sending the body's normal operations into disarray. The immune system, usually tasked with fighting off invaders and repairing tissue, becomes sluggish and confused. Cells responsible for regeneration either burn out from overwork or become inactive altogether. At the cellular level, addiction triggers a cascade of subtle, destructive changes. Many drugs ramp up the production of free radicals, unstable molecules that punch holes in DNA, proteins, and cell membranes. This oxidative stress accelerates the breakdown of cellular components, damaging everything from skin elasticity to blood vessel walls. Over time, the body's ability to repair this damage becomes overwhelmed. Telomeres, the tiny protective caps on the ends of our chromosomes that shrink as we age, shorten much faster in those who chronically abuse substances, acting like a biological clock ticking toward premature aging and disease. Consider the story of Elena, a woman in her mid-30s who once seemed unstoppable. Years of heavy drinking and painkiller use left her with more than just a liver in crisis. Her skin became thin and papery, her hair turned brittle, and she struggled to recover from even minor illnesses. Doctors saw the signs of age-related diseases in someone barely out of youth, a direct result of her body's repair systems failing under the constant toxic onslaught. But it's not just what these substances do to our cells, it's also the way addiction warps the rhythms of daily life. Substance abuse disrupts sleep cycles, raising nighttime stress hormones and lowering the deep restorative sleep the brain and body rely on to repair themselves. Chronic insomnia, so common among those with addiction, robs the body of its natural reset, leaving behind an accumulation of micro-damage that would otherwise be quietly fixed while we sleep. Over time, this invisible injury adds up, manifesting as chronic fatigue, memory problems, and a weakened immune system that can't keep pace. Psychologically, addiction feeds a cycle of stress, anxiety, and despair, all of which amplify the damage. The brain, overwhelmed by repeated surges of artificial pleasure chemicals, becomes less responsive to natural rewards, motivation withers, and everyday pleasures lose their color. As the mind struggles to find balance, the body suffers too. Chronic stress hormones speed up inflammation and cell breakdown, pushing the entire system closer to collapse. People with addiction often face social isolation and stigma, further fueling depression and making recovery feel even more out of reach. The result? A downward spiral where both mind and body accelerate their own decline. Society, meanwhile, tends to overlook these slow-burn consequences. Public conversations about addiction often center on moral failure or short-term risks, crime, overdose, loss of control, while the subtler reality of physical breakdown rarely gets mentioned. This silence isn't accidental. Industries built around tobacco, alcohol, and even prescription drugs have long invested in downplaying or obscuring the deeper, cumulative toll their products exact on the human body. Even within healthcare, many professionals focus on acute crises rather than explaining how each hit, sip, or puff chips away at the body's longevity from the inside out. Yet the science is clear. Studies show that people with a history of substance abuse are more likely to develop chronic illnesses, heart disease, diabetes, liver cirrhosis, cancer, at much younger ages. Their risk of infections and slow-healing wounds is higher, their bones and muscles become frailer, their cognitive abilities decline faster. For every visible consequence, countless invisible ones ripple beneath the surface, aging the body in ways that escape the mirror but not the microscope. But here's the surprising hope. The human body is remarkably resilient, given the chance. Research shows that when people quit using substances and get the right support, many of these processes can at least partially reverse. Telomeres lengthen, immune systems strengthen, sleep returns, and the repair crews of the body slowly return to work. Recovery doesn't erase all damage, but it can slow or sometimes even halt the relentless breakdown. Ultimately, understanding how addiction accelerates our physical decline is not about instilling fear, it's about offering clarity and a chance for compassion. The scars left by substance abuse are not simply the result of bad choices, but of a complex web of biology, psychology, and society conspiring to quietly sabotage the body's resilience. Knowing the true cost of addiction, the way it quietly robs years, vitality, and joy, should not inspire shame but empathy and a renewed commitment to prevention, support, and honest education. So, next time you see someone struggling with addiction or feel its pull yourself, remember, the battle is waged not just in moments of crisis, but in the silent struggle happening inside every cell. The conversation must shift from blame to understanding, from focusing only on visible consequences to shining a light on the hidden breakdowns that steal our future long before we notice. In the end, recognizing the invisible toll of addiction might be the key to breaking the cycle for our bodies, our minds, and our communities.